Hi and welcome to the tutorial of modeling with spreadsheets. In this tutorial we will demonstrate how to use the logical functions in Excel. The main functions that we are going to demonstrate today are if, and or. We are using examples to demonstrate how these functions work, and we'll have specific examples to show how each of them function. So let us start with a main Excel sheet which is called logical functions Excel sheet. We will start with the if function. So the if function checks whether a condition is met. So if that condition is met, it will return one value, and if the condition is not met, another value will be returned. So basically it specifies a logical test that is to be performed. The example that we are taking for demonstrating the if function is the pass-fail scenario. So we have the marks column that is present here, and we have the pass-fail column that is present here. So the criterion for displaying whether the student has passed or failed is here. So if the mark secured is greater than 40, then the student is declared to be passed, and if the mark secured is less than 40, then the student is declared to be failed. So now we will enter the student's marks. Say we have entered the marks of 65, 32 and 75. So in the first and the third scenario the student has passed, and in the second scenario the student has failed. So the formula that is to be written here in the pass-fail column is this. So if the marks is greater than 40, that is if B3, in this case B3 is 65, if 65 is greater than 40, then return pass. In case he is not greater than 40, then you have to return fail. So in case of 65, the result is obviously pass. In case of 32, it's fail. Let us check for another case. Let us give the marks as say 18, and I pull the formula down. So I've got the result rightly as failed. So this completes the demonstration for the if function. So the next function that we are going to demonstrate is the and function. So the and function basically returns a true value when all the arguments that is present in the and function is true. And it returns false if any of the arguments that is present in that function is false. So for an and function to return a true value, all the arguments that are present in the function has to be true. If any of those functions are of the value false, then the result that will be returned will be false. So now an example that we have chosen is we have given marks of two different subjects, marks 1 and marks 2. So these are two subjects and the marks of those two are displayed here, and this is the pass-fail result. So the criterion for this is if the student gets greater than 40 in both marks 1 and marks 2, then he passes. If he gets less than 40 in either of them or in both of them. So if he can get 65 and 75 in marks 1 and 2, then he passes. But if he gets less than 40 in any of those subjects, or if he gets less than 40 in both of them, then he fails. So we've given the marks as 65, 56. The result has correctly come out to be true. The next one is 32 and 44. The result is given as false. So let us look at the condition or the function that we have written. So and B4 greater than 40 and C4 greater than 40. Here B4 takes the value of 65 and C4 takes the value of 56. Since both of them are greater than 40, the AND function returns the value true. Here in this case, B5 gets the value of 32 and C5 gets the value of 44. Since only one is greater than 40, it gives the value false. Similarly here, the first one is greater than 40, the second one is less than 40. In the last condition, both of them are less than 40, so it's returned as false. This completes the AND function. The last function that we will be looking at is the OR function. So here we have taken the same example, but we will demonstrate how it is different from AND. So in the case of an OR function, if any of the arguments that is present in the function, if any of those arguments are true, then the output, the final result will be true. If all of those arguments are false, only then false will be displayed. So let us consider the same example with a different viewpoint. So now the criterion will be changed. So if he gets greater than 40 in either marks 1 and marks 2, then the student will be pass. If he gets less than 40 in both marks 1 and marks 2, then he fails. So the condition now is, say there are two subjects, if the student passes in any one of them or in both of them, then he passes. Only if he gets less than 40 in both, then he fails. So now let us look at the example. So we've given 65 and 56. He's got more than 40 in both, so it's true. So he's got 32 which is less than 40 in marks 1 and 44 which is greater than 40 in marks 2. Then the result will be true because in one subject he is greater than 40. So the condition that we have given is or C6 is greater than 40 and D6 is greater than 40. So C6 here is not greater than 40. So one of the arguments is false. But still, since D6 is greater than 40, the final result comes up to be true. But look at the last illustration in which marks 1 is 22 and marks 2 is 33. Both of them are less than 40. So even in the OR scenario, since both of them are not greater than 40, the pass-fail scenario is declared as false. So this completes the tutorial for the logical functions AND, OR and IF. Thank you.